In this video, I'm going to discuss some important numbers you need to know and keep an eye on. Now, there are many different numbers and metrics you'll likely want to know outside of the ones that I mentioned here, but these ones are very important. The first one is margin. The margin is the amount of money left over after expenses for any given job. So if your labor costs and expenses are $50 per job, then setting your price at $100 would give you a margin of $50. It's important to make sure that you have good margin in your products, especially if you plan on growing beyond yourself, because bringing on additional people will likely increase your expenses and lower your margins. If you're barely making any money working by yourself, you're not going to be able to sustain a team. Which leads me to my next number you want to keep an eye on: profitability. You don't want to put a lot of time and effort into growing a large organization that doesn't make any money. If you're looking to increase your profitability, you may need to increase your pricing, increase sales, or reduce expenses where you can. One expense to manage very closely is your wage expense, as this is likely the biggest expense you will have if you have a team. The real estate media business can be a high profit business, but only if you manage it properly. There have been years where I have intentionally had low profitability because I wanted to invest almost all the profits generated to fuel business growth. But if you have low profitability and it is not intentional, you need to review your profit and loss statement and see where you can save money or increase sales. The next number you'll want to keep an eye on is your cash flow. Cash is the lifeblood of your business. If you operate on cash only as we do, it's essential to make sure that you have money set aside for expenses. The last thing you want to happen is payroll to process and not have enough money in the bank to cover it. This situation could be disastrous for your business. Operating on cash holds you accountable for making sound business decisions. If you are cash poor, you may need to increase your pricing, increase sales, collect money owed, or reduce your expenses. If you have a sales team, keep an eye on new customer acquisition costs and the lifetime value of your customers. I think it's important to acquire customers at a fraction of the revenue you can expect throughout the lifetime of the relationship. Also, know your new customer acquisition costs related to vendor contracts to make sure you're getting a good return on investment. Another number to keep an eye on is customer retention. The last thing you want to do is spend a lot of time building relationships and only have them use you once. If this is the case, they likely didn't enjoy the customer experience. It is also a good idea to keep track of where your new customers are coming from. From our experience, the bulk of our new customers are referrals from our existing customer base, so we encourage referrals. Like I said at the beginning, there are plenty of other numbers you should take a look at, but these ones are very important. If you guys have any additional questions, feel free to reach out. We'll see you guys on the next one.